Today we will presentation about use and benefits of colloid. We are from group 6. Let me introduce our team. My name is Sofia Ramasari with name 060.
My name is Sama Felisa with the last name 1, 3, and 9.
My name is Nadia with the last name 181.
My name is Sofia Ramasari and I will present about slide 4. Colloid also provide their benefit for the environment. They are used in water purification and air filtration to help remove small particles that cannot be filtered easily. In agriculture, colloidal fertilizers help plants absorb nutrients more efficiently and supporting better growth. Next slide. Colloid can also improve the texture, appearance, and stability of many products by keeping ingredients evenly mixed and preventing them from spalling. Colloid make medicine more effective by allowing the body to absorb the active compounds more quickly and efficiently. Colloid help purify water and air by enabling the removal of extremely small particles that regular filtration cannot easily capture. Colloid increase efficiency in food, cosmetic, and industrial process by making mixing production and product performance more consistent and reliable. That's why in benefit of colloid.
Next is colloid have many use and benefit in daily life and the environment. In air purifiers, colloidal particles help trap very fine dust and pollutants. In wastewater treatment, they assist in binding and agriculture. Colloidal fertilizers release nutrients gradually so plants can absorb them more efficiently. Colloids also improve the texture, color, and stability of various products. And in medicine, they help drugs become easier for the body to absorb, help their stability in influenced by electrolytes. Small amounts keep the particle chain stable, but high concentration naturalize discharge and cause coagulation, where particles clump together. Next, the behavior of different filtration systems is also related to colloids. Semi-permeable membranes have tiny pores that allow only soft or small ions to pass, making them useful in dialysis because they can hold back colloidal particles. Filter paper with large process with larger pores still lets colloidal particles pass but can trap larger suspension particles. A simple everyday example is mayonnaise. It stays mixed because lecithin in egg yolk stabilizes the emulsion. Its hydrophilic and hydrophobic parts keep oil droplets evenly dispersed, preventing separation and keeping the product stable.
Number 1. Explain the formation of colloid based on age. Dispersion method, bake condensation method. Colloid can be formed by two main methods, dispersion and condensation. In the dispersion method, large particles are mechanically or electrically broken down into very small particles until they reach conical size. Techniques such as grinding, high-speed stirring, ultrasonic vibration, or the Bredig arch method for metals are commonly used. In contrast, the condensation method works by building up small molecular or ion through chemical reaction, such as hydrolysis, redox reaction, neutralization, or sulfate change, until the combine to form particles large enough to become colloidal. For example, hydrolysing FaCl3 in water produces the reddish-brown FaOH3 salt, demonstrating the condensation route. Number 2. How to make colloid HFaOH3 be as a through S3C gold. A. A colloid of FaOH3 can be prepared through hydrolysis of FaCl3 when ferric chloride is added to hot water. It undergoes hydrolysis and produces colloidal ferric hydroxide along with hydrolysis acid. B. A colloid of AS2S3 is formed by a controlled preparation reaction. When AsCl3 reacts with H2S gas, the AS2 produced does not from the quartz prepared but instead develop as a yellow colloidal salt. C. Colloidal gold is usually prepared by the Bredig R method, where all electric arc is stuck between gold electrodes immersed in cold water. The intense heat causes small particles of molten gold to disperse into the water, forming a red or purple salt. Number 3. Explain using example of colloid formation by peptidization. Peptidization is a process in which an insoluble precipitate is converted black into a colloidal dispersion by adding a small amount of an appropriate electrolyte. The ion from the electrolyte absorbs onto the surface of the precipitate, breaking it into smaller particles that remain suspended as a solid. A common example is the conversion of FaOH3 precipitate into a colloidal salt when a small amount of FaCl3 is added. Another example is a KCl precipitate, which forms a salt when treated with a little ammonia.
Number 4. What is the difference between a semi-permeable membrane and ordinary filter paper? A semi-permeable membrane has extremely tiny pores that allow only softened molecules or very small ions to pass through, while blocking larger particles such as colloids. Filter paper, on the other hand, has much larger pores and therefore allows colloidal particles to pass through it even though it can stop larger suspended solid. In short, colloids can pass through filter paper but cannot pass through a semi-permeable membrane. Number 5. How do electrolytes affect colloidal particles? Electrolytes reduce the stability of colloids by neutralizing the electrical charge on their particles. When the charge becomes weaker, the particles lose their ability to repel each other, so they move closer and eventually coagulate. Because of this, adding salt to a salt often causes it to clump and settle. Number 6. Why does the oil in mayonnaise not separate during storage? Oil in mayonnaise stays mixed because lecithin in egg yolk acts as an emulsifier. Its hydrophilic and hydrophobic ends attach to both water and oil, forming a stable layer around the oil droplets. This prevents
the droplets from merging, keeping the emulsion stable, and preventing separation. Number 7. Explain using example of protective colloids. Protective colloids are substances that coat and stabilize other colloidal particles so they do not coagulate. Gelatin can protect silver salts from clumping. Pectin stabilizes sugar system in jams, and casein helps keep fat droplets dispersed in milk. These protective layers prevent particles from sticking together. Number 8. Everyday colloidal system with dispersed base and medium. Colloids are common in daily life. Milk is an emulsion where fat droplets are dispersed in water. Fog consists of tiny water droplets dispersed in air, while smoke contains solid particles suspended in air. Jelly is a gel with water trapped in a solid gelatin network, and paint is a sol where pigment particles are dispersed in liquid. These examples show how different colloids appear in various everyday materials.
The next one is proactive colloids function by coating other colloidal particles so they don't stick together. For example, gelatin can surround gold particles in gold sol, allowing them to stay dispersed and preventing coagulation even when electrolytes are present. Many colloids appear in daily life, such as milk, fog, smoke, hair gel, margarine, and paint. In milk, liquid fat is dispersed in water. In fog, tiny water droplets are suspended in air. In smoke, solid particles are carried in gas. Hair gel is a gel where the liquid is trapped within a solid network. Margarine is solid emulsion with water dispersed in fat. And paint is a sol containing solid particles distributed in the liquid medium. In conclusion, colloids provide many benefits because of their stability, small particle size, and ability to mix substances that normally cannot mix well. They improve the quality, safety, effectiveness, and product we use every day, making colloids extremely important in food, health industry, and environmental technology. This is our bibliography of our presentation.
Thank you for your attention.
See you next time.